How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffled Rowlet, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Today I'm going to be taking a look at some pretty crazy things, okay? To start with, I don't know if this is real or not, but we may have ourselves a proper leak for Pokemon Legends Arceus. Now, again, it's not confirmed. Please keep that in mind, but we're going to take a look at it. It was on 4chan, so please bear that in mind, okay? But if it is real, then it is quite interesting, and it has quite a decent amount of chunk of information in it. But shout out to L2 Aussie over on the Poryleaks, Discord for sending this my way, and also to Steelix for sending this my way on Twitter. So yeah, let's get into the info, shall we? So first things first, what are we talking about? Well, this post right here. So this includes an image of what looks to be like a menu or saving screen from Pokemon Legends Arceus, and then of course a text post going through into some information and stuff. So sit back, relax, and I'll read this through you for you guys. So here's what it says. PLA, and then some text here in, I guess, Japanese, which I'll have to translate for you guys. But it starts off saying, good night or good morning. Sorry for anything as I'm typing through the translator first. Today is giving you some cool information about the next franchise game to 4chan. Okay, so if we translate what he said there, actually, let's see. Let's just Google Translate what exactly was being said. So from Japanese over to English. Let's just find it, because I want to know what the actual title might be saying. So it says some amazing information about the next game. Okay, that's what it pretty much says. So the attached image is the loading screen of the game. It's clear that it's very inspired by The Legend of Zelda. At the top is the area where we are. The amount of Pokemon in my team is below. The amount of Pokemon registered in the Pokedex is shown below. On the left, there is a game tip. Below there is a noble Pokemon / game progression that resembles Zelda's Divine Beasts method. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, a lot of this seems to line up with the fact that this game, Legends Arceus, does seem to take a lot of notes out of the Legend of Zelda book of things to do. So it wouldn't surprise me if this genuinely would be the way the actual loading screen would look like if this is fake. We continue on. Unless I made a mistake, the names of the other regions in English is Jasper Marsh, Amnesty Bay, Quartz Tundra, Platinum Coronet. So this is what he says the names of these zones will be, right, in the game. Not the, I guess regions is what you can call them as well, but these zones within the Hisui region that we've seen from the map. He continues on. Some characters that have no offspring are actually ancestors of next generation characters, such as Suzuki. No clue who that is, but apparently he's a character. So, what is he referring to here? Well, in Pokemon Legends Arceus, if you guys haven't noticed, there's actually a plethora of characters that look oddly similar. Like, oddly similar to, characters from future Pokemon generations. Like we have, I don't know, a character that looks very, I mean, of course we have Cyrus's little like ancestor. We have Rowan's ancestor and stuff like that. I think we even have Dawn and Lucas's ancestors as well. But, you know, there's a ton of them. There's a ton of them, okay? There's a ton of them in there. But he's implying that some of the characters in here will be hints towards the next generation. He even says that the game has some next generation clues, like pictures in frames in some houses, which is something that Pokemon does often do, so it, you know, checks out. My favorite new form is Kribasi. Its design is really good and you will love it. Kribase? I don't know what that is. There are small islands you can go to evolve Pokemon like Mokuro and Washibon. Well, I'm going to have to search these Pokemon up because I'm guessing these are the Japanese names of these, and let's see. So it's Avalugg. Okay, so Kribasi is Avalugg, and then he talks about Mokuro, which in this case, who is Mokuro? Mokuro is Mokuro Pokemon. Let's see, Pokemon. That is Rowlet apparently. So there are small islands that you can go to evolve Pokemon like Mokuro or Mukuro and Washibon Pokemon. Let's see. So Washibon is Rufflet. Okay. To their original evolutionary line. Oh, so you can actually, he's trying to imply that you technically can go to a place to evolve them into the normal Decidueye and I guess the normal Braviary instead of the Hisuian forms, which is actually would be a cool feature if they do include that you can get the normal ones and the other ones. That actually would be really freaking cool if I may be honest and say so myself. Either way, the main game is about 26 hours with no side missions and no stops. So that's the main game he's implying here, that the base game is 26 hours, and that does not include any side missions or side quests, which is pretty hefty, if I may say so myself, if the case here is true. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. It continues on. There's a post-game content that includes several new areas with different Pokemon. Okay. Yokubaris appears in the game. Let's see. Yokubaris. Who is that? Let's see who Yokubaris is. And then see Pokemon, because I don't know these Japanese names, I'll be honest with you guys. Gradent, okay, Gradent actually shows up in the game apparently. It seems that Jade has become extinct as the fruit trees and have been replaced by smaller seedlings, okay? The evolution of Nuala, geez, what is that? Nuala. Let's see. Nuala Pokemon. What is that? I'm just literally Googling these names for you all. Sneasel, okay, so Sneasel is very strange, and his design changes are similar to what happened on Strike. I'm not sure what he's talking about Strike here, but okay. So then he says here, some Pokemon have variants in appearance, even if they do not have an ancestral or regional shape. So, okay, that's interesting. Or regional shape, and some are rare, some are bright green-eyed Rentorar, which no clue again what that's supposed to mean, but let's look up that. Rentorar, which is Luxray, so such as bright green-eyed Rentorar. So apparently some of them will not, like, I guess he's trying to imply here that there will be variants for some Pokemon, but they won't be literal variants as in Hisuian forms. It will just be variants of the normal Pokemon itself. So like a Luxray with green eyes, a Pikachu with, you know, differently colored tail or something along those lines. I'm not saying there's going to be specifically a Pikachu, but he's implying there is going to be a Luxray with green colored eyes. The continuing also on that some Pokemon have variations in appearance. Okay, that's the same thing. The game is a lot of fun, but I'm looking forward to the 9th generation, which graphically speaking will surprise all fans, which if true would be amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, is this real? I don't really know. I have no clue, but it is one of the most fun freaking things we've seen in regards to Legends Arceus in a long, long time. So that was the first thing we had to talk about. But we do have some more stuff to take a look at, in particular right here. So this guy here was answering some questions. Now, I don't have the actual questions they were asking, but here's the answers though. Sword and Shield are still main game. It doesn't need to have too many Pokemon. Apparently, forgot about this one, and then I don't know what he's referring to here. That says Marlon is tanned. More of a new snap style, not the same. Then says choose, but the island is only in post-game. So I'm guessing that has to do with how to evolve that Pokemon, like your starters, into original forms of them. And I'm bad at drawing, he says. And also, personally, it's one of the things that took off immersion is from Future, but the game doesn't explain too much about what it is. It's just in there. And I'm guessing they're talking about maybe something like a legendary, possibly, or Voltorb and, you know, Electrode. Maybe that's what he's referring to right here. But that is not all. We also have some information coming to us from Pokestami, in particular here, who basically says that, you know, well, first of all, Eclipse tweeted that Hayabusa is the code name for these games, which we've now learned. But also interesting is that Hayabusa was mentioned in one of her old like tweets because it was in one of the leak slides, this one in particular, and it specifically regards to, you know, like the word having something to do with a falcon, right? So Hayabusa equals falcon, also the name of a very popular train. And thanks to the info here, we know that Hayabusa is the code name of Legends. And also she knows that Hayabusa was also mentioned in the slides that were leaked, you know, earlier this year. But on top of that, also, Hayabusa is the train, the bullet train that travels between Tokyo and Hokkaido, and, you know, Hokkaido is what Sinnoh and Hisui are based on. So kind of a strange little thingy there, but it's just a code name. However, something interesting that I want to talk about is this right here from Nihil Lego, who basically is just trying to, I guess, clear up that he is not the Chinese Riddler by going into saying the Chinese began to keep a close watch on my tweets. A lot wonder where the Chinese Riddler is now. If he saw my tweets, maybe he could also back my contents. And it was him posting this, which is one of the images that was riddled by Ku. Now, Ku was correct about a lot of stuff, and I do trust him in terms of his riddles because he's been correct about it. The Diglett side quest underground thingy, little, like, you know, little mission you can do underground, that is actually in BDSP, and he was correct about that. The outfit for, I guess, what's her name, Jasmine, was also correct, and the Ramanas Park were correct. So he did riddle correctly. He wasn't wrong about any of it, which is why I trust his judgment on it. Next up, though, he did post this saying, gargantuan hints for rideable Pokemon and noble Pokemon part 2, wait to decouple it. If you actually look at this, it's just the same kind of circles we've seen before, but they're colored differently, and there's a total of 10 of them, implying maybe that there are about 10 Pokemon, or 5 Pokemon that are rideable, and 5 Pokemon that are noble Pokemon, right? So a total of 10 is what I'm assuming this could be, right? The gold being, like, I guess in this case, he's replying to, he's like somebody here, Nayal, specifically saying that the gold are, you know, well, in gold is in PLA represent of noble Pokemon, which are connected to Arceus. So it could be that the 5 blue circles, a different type of noble, like a Pokemon under Giratina's influence, like how noble Pokemon are under Arceus' influence. Just a guess. And yeah, it could be a far-fetched ID, but I think it's a cool concept for an ID. But also could be that what Steelix says here, each of the 5 areas has 2 noble/ride Pokemon. Could possibly be that as well, because there are what, like, I guess we've learned that there are about 5 areas in total. So could be that. We'll have to wait and see. Next up, this was sent to me by Steelix, saying that there is a private video over on the website. Somebody did say that it could actually be the latest BDSP trailer that has been privated due to them miscorrectly saying, how to, I guess, something about Mew and Jirachi. I think it was misinformation about that. I'm not really sure. But yeah, that's been now cleared up, I guess. But yeah, it could be something else. I don't know. I'm guessing it probably is the BDSP, private trailers. So it could be that. But ladies and gentlemen, I want your thoughts and opinions on that as well. And let's move on to the final thing for this video, which has to do with Kurt in particular in this case. Kurt was going into some stuff about particularly about like the shiny radar hunting and all that, the Poke radar hunting and all that. So I thought we'd take a look at it. So here's what he starts off with. Poke radar and chaining shiny rates. Somewhat similar to Gen 4's radar algorithm, there's a stepwise equation to determine the odds of a shiny patch being generated. The shiny charm currently does not impact the rates at this time. Hard-coded false. So the shiny charm at the moment doesn't have any impact. Doesn't have any impact on that whatsoever, which is a bit strange, but could actually get changed though. Keep in mind, this could definitely change going into the future. This could change, right? It's currently just hard-coded into the code that it should be false, not true. True would mean implying that it will have an effect on it, but it being false in the code and hard-coded in there means that the shiny charm has no effect on you using the Poke radar for chaining, right? No effect there, but ladies and gentlemen, that could change with the game's full release and possible update. So a patch could be given on day one that could give us, a change to that, but nothing is guaranteed right now. Just keep that in mind. It continues on though. Here's an overview of how the rates improve as your chain increases. Caps out at about 1 in 99 if you have a chain of 40. Look at the blue line, and the red line will be the odds if you have a shiny charm and the game acknowledging it. So basically, if you look down here, so about 5 chains in, if you have a shiny charm, you would have about one, a 1 in 2,000, 2,900, 2,850 chance of getting it. Whereas without the shiny charm, it's somewhere up once you've done 5 chains, it's up in the 3,300 range, right? But if you get a chain of 40 down here, it honestly is the same. The shiny charm rate and all that, it's like all really the same, to be fairly honest. So at this point, I'll be honest with you, shinies in this game will be pretty solidly fun to actually catch, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I guess we'll have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to also point out that people have been debunking and putting together, how would you call it? A kind of a breakdown of the image from the PLA thingy that we just talked about earlier. But people have been putting together, on the PoryLeaks Twitter, Discord, that it could possibly be fake based on some of the details in the image itself here, that it could be fake. But again, I don't really know. They have been able to debunk it taking images from the actual game that we've seen, the actual proper images from the trailers and stuff, and matching them up, and it doesn't seem to match up that well. And looks like it probably isn't real. So I want to know your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. Do you think it's fake? Do you think it's real? Let me know in the comment section down below. And yeah, that's it. Because honestly, this post does seem kind of interesting. But the fact that they're talking about there only being 200 Pokemon in the Hisuian Pokedex does seem a bit odd, to say the least. But I guess it is what it is. But yeah, so again, he did kind of go into here different view of the chart without misleading interpolation. So you can kind of see where the spots are here. If you get a chain of 40, I guess, you're already up in the 1 in 99 chance of getting it. So it's a really high rate of getting a shiny at that point. So if you are going to be shiny hunting, the shiny charm is only really useful in the early chain, right? If you're going to chain for a while, you're going to get it eventually. Unless you're super, super unlucky, which honestly, the chances are going to be very low that you're not going to get a shiny Pokemon. But I'll be shiny hunting with the Poke Radar myself, and I'll have a guide video out for you guys very soon as well, for how to shiny hunt in this game. So yeah, just stick around for that, and you'll get a video on that soon. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, then drop a like down below. Make sure to subscribe, and shout out to PoryLeaks. Shout out to also my boy Steelix. Shout out to Kurt. Shout out to my boy, what's his name? Let me see. Shout out to L2 Aussie as well. Shout out to you, my man. Thank you. Nihilego as well. And of course, PokeStarmy for all the information. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, drop a like down below. Make sure to subscribe. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace out and bye-bye.